Hello, everyone. Welcome to Love Lessons with Spyce. I'm your host, Spyce, Love Empowerment Coach, specifically for strong women who want to change and heal their patterns in love so they can have the kind of relationship that they want that's healthy, sustainable, and fulfilling. So, whether you are single and unhappy in your quest for love, or whether you're in a relationship and that's bringing up all kinds of other emotions around your relationship to love, I can help. And I'm here to help you and to chat with you and give you inspiration for how things can be better. So, if you're joining me today and watching me live, I'd love to know about it. A lot of times when people watch on Facebook, it lets you know, but then after you stop your video, you don't know who watched it. So if you're watching, just please give a little like or a love or an angry face or any kind of emotion that this may bring up in you. Feel free to put an emoji that represents that emotion, or just say hi. That's cool too. So it's always just nice to know who is watching. The other day, I ran into somebody and they said, "Hey, I've been watching your videos," and that was really cool. But I didn't know because they hadn't said anything about it. So if you're watching, I'd love to know. Thank you to all of you who have said hello. So I'm really excited right now. I'm actually less than a week away from the launch of my Love Cleansing Bootcamp program. And this is a 3-month program designed specifically for strong women who want to change and heal their patterns in love. And it's a really deep dive program where we look really deeply at what are the patterns that are stopping us from having the love that we want. It's a weekly program for 12 weeks where we really create a tight container where women can get together and really work on these things in a supportive, safe environment. I'm really excited for all of the wonderful women who have said yes to their growth and their healing and are joining me in this program. And I do have a couple of spots left. So if this is something that resonates with you and you feel ready and willing to work on this in your life, I invite you to join us. It's going to be a really amazing time, and we're going to have an amazing journey that we're going to learn a lot and do a lot of growth and healing. So you can contact me about that. So on today's Love Lessons, we are going to talk about the 5 simple yet possibly difficult to enact reasons that you are not getting what you want in love. So a lot of what I talk about is getting what you want in love and how to get that. That's really my mission, is to help strong women get what they want in love. Because so many times as strong women, we are able to figure out how to get what we want in other situations, but it's really, really hard when it comes to love. And there are many, many reasons why it's hard. And there are many patterns that we have that stop us from getting the love that we want. And so today I'm just going to go into 5 very specific things as to what it is that stops us from getting what we want in love. So are we ready? Hello, everyone who joined. I don't usually say hi to everybody on the feed because it just kind of distracts, but if you're here and you're watching and you want to just give a like or a love or something to let me know that you're here and watching, or just say hi, I would totally love that. Okay, so number one is you don't know what you want. A lot of times we think that we know what we want in a situation, but we really don't know until we've actually gone really, really deep in ourselves and really done the work to figure out what is it that I actually really, really want. Sometimes also what you want changes over time. A lot of times we have this thing of just write down everything that you want in a partner, and then you'll be able to manifest that. I do believe that there's a lot of validity in that. And I know that, I wrote down a lot of things on my list that I wanted in a partner. And I will say that my husband does actually meet a lot of those things on that list. However, it took a while to get there because what I wanted when I first met him and what I wanted a couple years in and what I want now have all really changed. So it's really, really important to get super duper clear and get a ton of clarity on what you actually really want in a relationship. Because if you don't know what you want, it's going to be really, really hard to get it. So that's number one, is know what you want in a relationship. Number two is you don't ask for what you want. A lot of times we know that we want a certain thing, but we don't ask for it. We think that we don't deserve to have it. We think that it's unreasonable or unrealistic, or if we ask for what we want, the other person is going to leave and not give it to us. But either way, whether they leave and don't give it to us, or whether they're not giving it to us because they don't know what it is, we're still not getting it. And that's the whole point, is that if you're not getting what you want in love, part of the reason could be that you're just simply not asking for it. And so it's really important to do the work to see what exactly is stopping me from asking for what I want. A lot of times, it's low self-esteem, or not feeling like we deserve what we want, or like I said, feeling like it's unrealistic. But when we can really just reach out to somebody and say, hey, this is what I want. It's even something like more so than just saying it to yourself or saying it to a partner. It's also putting it out there into the universe and saying, this is what I want. And a lot of times when you do that, it can help create the experience of actually getting what you want. All right, so I see there's a bunch of people that have joined, and I only see a couple likes and loves, less than the people that are watching. So if you would like to just say hi or like it or love it, I would really appreciate it, because it's always nice to know when people are enjoying what I'm putting out there. So number 3 of the reasons that you may not be getting what you want in love. Number 3 is that you are willing to settle for scraps. So I have a lot of women say to me things like, well, this guy just came along, and so now we're in this relationship, or now I'm trying to like do this or that, and like he just came along, and this is what I have, this is what I've been given by the universe. And I think that a lot of times we know what we want, and like I said, we're not willing to say what we want, and so we just settle for whatever we get. Somebody comes along, we think, well, gosh, you know what? It's been so long since I found somebody that I'm attracted to, or that's attracted to me, or where we have this chemistry. So even though they don't have all of these things that I actually really deeply want in a partner, I'm just going to be with them anyway. And maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll change. Maybe maybe it's something that will just be different. And maybe somehow this person will become this person that they're not. And that never works. So it's just super important to, if you know what you want, to not settle, and to not just be with somebody just because they're willing to be with you. That's just not really going to ever get you what you want. And you don't want to be with somebody that is just with you because it's the same situation for them as well as you. If you're not right for them, or if they're not right for you, you're not right for them either. And you're not going to really be able to give each other what you want and need. So don't settle for something just because you think that's the best you can get. Because if that's what you think, that will be the best you can get. However, if you're willing to just say, hey, this is what I want, and I'm not willing to settle for anything else, then that actually shows the world and shows the men that you're potentially looking for. It shows them that you value yourself, and that you're not willing to just be with anybody, that you're only willing to be with somebody who is really right for you and what you want in life and where you are in life. So don't settle. Number 4. So number 4 is you're resistant to change. So I know, we're these strong, powerful women. We're used to getting what we want. We feel like we have done a lot of things, we've done the work, we've been through all of these different phases in life, and we don't really want to change some of the things that we've been doing. There's definitely an ego part in there where we say, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I'm a strong person. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to change. And so we don't want to look at the fact that, hey, maybe I need to make some changes. And I think that it takes actually a stronger person to admit that they need change and that they want to change and that something that they're doing is not working. It takes a much stronger person to admit that than it does to stay stuck in a situation where things aren't working for you. If you're in a situation and something is not working for you, then you really owe it to yourself to look at, what can I do to change? And I think that anybody who's really successful in life understands that change is the constant in life. And we can either change or be changed. And if you're holding on to this idea of what you think is right and not being willing to look at what potentially isn't working and make the steps to change that, then you are literally pushing away any potential things that you want to have in your life that you're not getting, because you're not being willing to make the changes that's going to take to get there. So believe me, I understand. I myself am resistant to change. I myself am a human, and as humans, we are always resistant to change. But I've found that when I don't change, the change comes anyway, and that's so much harder than actually making the change myself. And the outcome is always better when I'm proactive and I make the change myself. So being resistant to change is not going to get you what you want. So that's something that's good to think about. Number 5 is that number 5 of the simple yet not actually super simple reasons why you may not be getting the love that you want is that you may not really be holding yourself accountable. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times we say, yeah, I know what I want, and I'm going to do that, and at some point I'm going to do that. And I know that I really need to make this change. I know that I need to do things differently, but then there's a whole list of excuses and reasons why it can't happen now. And we get into that situation. We say, well, just one more time. I'm just going to make this decision that I know is bad for me, but is going to feel really good in the moment. I'm just going to do it one more time. And that one more time becomes another time and another time. And really, anytime somebody says just one more time, it's not the last time. My dad was an alcoholic. And I remember he used to say to me all the time, hey, can you get me just one more beer? And that was always so annoying to me. And I would say to him, why don't you just tell me I'm going to drink 5 more beers and I'm going to want you to get me every single one of them? Why tell me, hey, can you just get me one more beer when you know it's not one more beer? So what I'm saying is, if you feel like, if you're actually saying, okay, I'm just going to do this one more time, and you're giving yourself that allowance of like just one more time, it's not the last time. And so just really look at that. And if you want to create these actual changes that are going to facilitate you having the love that you want in your life, you have to be willing to hold yourself accountable. And what's also helpful is having other people to hold you accountable, reaching out for support. And that's kind of like another sort of part of the same thing of what I'm saying, but I feel like it's also another thing, because a lot of us as strong women, we want to feel like we have it all together. We don't want to reach out for support. It's hard to reach out for support. We're usually the ones who are giving the support. It's hard for us to say, hey, look, I need help. I don't have this all together. But when you can do that, when you can admit, hey, I don't have this all together, I need help, I want to change, that's when real change starts to occur. But if you stay stuck in this idea of, I have everything all together, and you really don't, you're not going to ever have it all together. And you're not going to ever have the things that you truly want if you are willing to stay stuck in this idea of, I'm the most amazing creature that ever lived and I have no problems. It's really a strong thing, as I mentioned before, to be able to admit when you have a problem and to be able to make the steps to change it. And, it's not about, there's this stigma, I think, about like, oh, problem or issue. And it's not really about that. It's just about looking at how well is what you're doing working in your life. Do you have the things that you want? And if you don't have the things that you want, it's imperative for you to look at why you don't have them and what you can do to have them. Because an unhappy, unfulfilled life is kind of hard to like keep living year after year. And so by creating these experiences within yourself where you can look deeply and then create change is so super important. And I really commend anybody who is willing to make those changes and to look deep within themselves and actually create change. And that's why I'm so proud of the women who have said yes to Love Cleansing Bootcamp, because these women are really taking that leap. These are strong, amazing women who have decided, hey, what I'm doing is not working and I don't have what I want right now, and I'm willing to do something to make a change. And to me, that is incredible and amazing, and I honor that so much because I really believe in strong women getting what they want. And I really believe that we have the capacity to have what we want. And the thing that stops us the most from having what we want is ourselves. And it's you. You are stopping yourself from having what you want. I listed off 5 reasons here, but there are probably 500 reasons that you're not getting what you want. But until you're willing to look at them and do something different and commit to doing something different, it's not going to change. Nothing's going to change. So I invite you to get in touch with me and let's chat about how you can do something different and what needs to change and where we can work in order to create and facilitate you actually having what you want. Because what I want for you is that you have what you want. That's what I really, really, really want. It actually thrills me, inspires me. It makes me so happy when I see strong, wonderful, beautiful women getting what they want. And that's you. I know that if you're watching this and you resonate with me, it's because you're a strong, powerful, beautiful woman. And so I want you to have what you want, and I want you to know that you deserve it. I want you to know how to ask for it. I want you to have the support to have it. I want you to know the action steps that you need to take in order to have these things. And that's my mission, is to help you with that. So if this sounds good to you, then get in touch. To you. Oh, well.